Hello everybody. So today I'm continuing to explore the same dealership that I filmed last time. It's called M&I Motors, but it doesn't really matter what dealership it is. It's just a used car lot. And I'm at their SUV/truck section. But that's not even the most important thing. What I realized that this M&I, whatever, they converted a former McDonald's for their office. Or like this is like the extension of their office. And when I was walking around, I'm like, man, this looks familiar. And then when I came across this is the drive-through window, which would obviously open up. And it looks like inside they have some classic cars inside, if you guys can see. I don't know what it is, I can't really tell. Maybe if I go from this side. Yeah, it's some sort of, I see a Corvette. I see some Chevy, I don't know what that deer, is it like an old Impala or something? I don't know. But then I saw this. Where am I? Sorry. And I saw this classic Mercedes 380 SL. But the fact of the matter is, I've seen car dealerships run out of trailers. I've seen them out of tents, obviously out of designated buildings. I don't think I've ever seen a car dealership, new or used, that's out of McDonald's. I wonder if the fries are still smelling up the place that used to be here. But anyway, yeah, this is an interesting little tidbit. You know, as I do more and more of these videos, I find more and more weird crap just everywhere. So at this lot, they have a bunch of vans, SUVs, trucks. Unfortunately, they're all locked. But what is not locked is probably what this recent trade-in, which is a Chevy Impala LT. So this is like the mid-range one. It obviously suffered an accident, but I wanted to take a look at it, and it is unlocked. I don't know what year it is, but this is like the previous generation, not the current one that's being discontinued, but this is a previous one. This is the platform that they shared with the Buick Lucerne. So I don't think it can be any older than 2012. Let's see. It's probably older than this. Yeah, it's a 2010. So again, it's interesting to kind of see. Yeah, it is kind of crappy on the inside. It obviously suffered a lot of damage right here, this corner. It's not licensed, so I don't know. It's not plated, I should say, not licensed. But yeah, so let's see. I was never really a super big fan of these Impalas with this body style. To me, they all kind of looked frumpy. I think the Buick Lucerne pulled it off a lot nicer, with nicer lines, nicer front, even those portholes. But you know, this is kind of the sharing of platforms. So let's see, what do we have in here? So being a 2010, this is still a pretty basic machine. It's got the power seat that probably slides it back and forth. Yep, and the height. But then this is for the lumbar and this is for the back. I never understood why car manufacturers, you know, they don't, like, if you're gonna do a full power, like power seat, why don't you just do a full power seat? Why do you have to do this halfway crap? So let's see. So I'm gonna move all the way back. I'm gonna adjust the seat. It's very hot, but all right. So gauges are super basic, but you have everything you need. It did have that dot matrix display for 2010. I think because it's an LT, it had fog lights. I think the battery is probably dead. Yeah. Although, no, it's not dead. The seat still works. But anyway. Yeah, so this is the era of time where they were using these buttons on just about everything, from the Chevy Impala, which is like the top of the line for Chevy. They used them for Cadillacs, all the same exact buttons, although I think a Cadillac had a split for the heated steering wheel if it was optioned. Oh, look at that. Holy moly. 184,174 miles. I don't even know why that came on. I don't know. Somehow, when I pressed the lock and unlock button, it triggered that. Don't know why. For some reason, I always like these vents that kind of close off. I don't know why. I remember these in car rentals. I don't know. I like them. It's got the adjustments here for the display. Here it is on again. I can't figure out what's causing it to come on or off. So yeah, this car's probably is on his last leg. Looks like a lady's car because I see some weird stuff in there. It's got some Bosch spark plug. Interesting. Looks new. Okay. Yeah, I got some lipstick there on the floor. So, I mean, sitting in here, it is super comfortable, and I always like that Impala / deer emblem that they were putting right there. It's got the plasto wood, dual climate control. I think this is where the buttons would be for the heated seats if it was equipped. No auto climate. I think those were on the LTZ or whatever they were called, the top of the line. No, armrest is fine. It's interesting how they chose this vinyl material here. You know, even though the seats themselves are cloth. I'm not going to go back in the rear seats. I'm just going to open them up because it looks pretty nasty back there. But, you know, just sitting here, I could see people. I could see myself driving, and I could see why people were buying them. You could have a sunroof here. But, yeah, like, they are comfortable. Like, these cloth seats, they're way more comfortable than some of those German cars I filled last time. Like the Audi, the Mercedes, the BMW. Oh, look, in the back. I mean, ignore the trash, but it's got decent room. I think it's nice. Look, the weather strip is starting to fail. But yeah, I don't know. Like, this car obviously suffered some damage in its life, but you know, I like the tape fix. But in general, yeah, like this generation Impala, like I said, I'm not too keen on this, but for the same, almost the same kind of money, I would definitely get a Lucerne. Yeah. So there we go. And obviously you can never forget the McDonald's. I'm trying to remember if I was ever in this McDonald's before it got converted into whatever this office is. Yeah. So right as I'm walking out of this place, these rims caught my attention. And I was like, oh my God, what kind of rims are these? What kind of car is this? And guess what? This is a Jeep Grand Cherokee SRT8. I think this is the first generation. And it's unlocked, so it's my lucky day. You guys know me, I'm not a big SUV person, but I can spot a cool one. And I can appreciate a cool one, even though I would probably never buy one. But anyway, this is an SRT8. So this is the monster Hemi engine with those giant exhaust pipes. And I think even the glass was open. So anyway, I think it's stuck, but I noticed this. So there you go. I can't close it. I can't open it. So I'm just going to leave it alone. Yeah, wow. So I wonder, is the back open? I don't know where to open it. Huh. I'm pulling on the handle, yet nothing is happening. So I don't know, this whole contraption is maybe not working very well. Okay, anyway, so I don't know, I think these were painted. I can't imagine these are factory rims, although they do say SRT on them, but I think the color, something happened with the color. Let's take a look inside. Oh man, this really brings me back. So I remember these. 155,815 miles. Wow. If somebody drove this SUV the way that they were meant to be driven, I think that whoever is the next owner gonna be buying a lot of extra crap to keep it going. Yeah, so you see a lift glass door open, but I can't close it and I can't open it. So who knows what's going on here. So wow. So I remember the first generation Jeeps very fondly from when I was working at a car rental. And obviously this is like the top of the line with the biggest engine, and I think I do want to pop the hood just so I can kind of see it. It's got a Jeep floor mat. Interesting. So good. Don't know if these are factory or not. I love these seats. These seats are interesting. So they are very soft and cushy, and they have this suede insert, but then the leather itself is all right. Like I could definitely sit in this seat comfortably for the long distance. They're bolster, but they're not something that you would consider sporty. I mean, they're more leisurely cruiser. And this thing does have all the fancy features of a Jeep Grand Cherokee of that vintage. So I got the memory seat, all the power windows, locks, mirrors. You have the fog lights, which activate by pulling instead of pushing, you know. So it's got the controls, being a Chrysler product on the back. I like these gauges. I never realized that the gauges were of different color than a normal Grand Cherokee of that time would be. This is their Chrysler's navigation system of the time. I remember these joysticks from that era, and people would, the few cars that we had with this system, this joystick for whatever reason would always break off. I think there's just too much mass on it, and people who don't realize and they don't care because it's not their car, they would break these off. So it's, yeah, it's not function, but this was a decent navigation system at the time. I think it was Garmin based, but I'm not sure. Got adjustable pedals here, got heated seats. I don't know if these blank switches were for something or that's just how they were. Got this barrel style shifter, interesting. Let's see. Glove box, yeah, same size. Oh wow, look at this. Still got all the pennies stacked and a little cargo net. Huh. Armrest is interesting, yeah, that's nice. Steering wheel, starting to see some peeling, obviously. It's got the sunroof thing right up here. Got some controls here for your home link, although this whole panel is coming off. Yeah, okay. See, there you go. Let me check out the back. Let me move the seat a little bit where I would be positioned to drive it. Yeah, probably around here. Let's see in the back. Because the whole idea of this thing was that, you know, it's a giant SUV with, I don't know how many horsepower it had. You know what? The back seat is not that big. Although it does have this very old style display with some controls down here. I don't think I've ever seen that before, so this must have been on the top of the line. And then look, you load discs this way. Yeah, this is definitely new. I've never seen this type of setup before. And what is this, cup holders? Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I don't think I've ever been or seen the back seat of an SRT8. Huh, okay. So let me pop the engine. Pop the hood, I should say, not pop the engine. I think the heat once again is starting to get to me. Yep, 6.1 Hemi. The gas struts are not holding this thing. Yeah, okay, so I have to hold it. Huh. Yeah, I'm gonna put how many horsepower this thing was rated at. Underneath it looks okay. I don't, once again, I don't know enough about engines and stuff to kind of check to see if anything is leaking or anything is off, but I'm sure the dealership does a good enough job of like making them sale ready, and then who knows what happens after that. But okay, yeah, it's a massive engine. Probably, I can only imagine how much gas it drinks compared to even a town car. Put the washer fluid there, but yeah, okay. Yeah, I never expected to find one of these things, but who knows? It's cool. So I was walking back from that McDonald's SUV section. I'm here near their main lot, and I came across this interesting example. So on one side we have an older generation SRX, and then on this side we have a newer generation of the same vehicle, but now it's called XT5. This is interesting to see how kind of the evolution took place at the Cadillac. And you know, just walking back here, this one is also unlocked, that one is locked, but you know, just walking past it, I was like, all right, well, I know it's a Cadillac because of their shield, but where are the writings? Where is anything? So it's possible that they were taken off, but still, I know that there's like this pattern of car manufacturers of messing around with their emblems, with how they display their name, or sometimes don't display them at all. And yeah, I don't know. I just think that if you're buying a Cadillac, you should be buying something special. In this case, it's not even marked. You know, here you have a little Cadillac. Here you have the wreath and the crest. It actually says SRX. It says 3.6. I would probably do away with the 3.6 emblem, but I like the little special touches. And then also here up front, You know, yeah, you have the shield, but this to me looks like more of a Chevy, because I know these things, you know, they share platforms, but still, nothing special on the side, nothing at all. You got standard, you know, standard rims, but that's about it. So I don't know if it's open back here. Okay, so it is open, so you have backup camera. So going back here, you know, you have what? Oh, this is also interesting. So look at this. These are the floor mats. It doesn't even say Cadillac on them. So I don't know, are these factory or are they not? You know, it smells nice. This is a 2017, so it is relatively new. It's got these rails thing. I think these are like, you can get optional like little tie down points you slide in here. Okay, you have the spare, you have some extra storage there around. I mean, the room is decent. I see you can fold down the rear seats from back here. And it is a power lift gate. But yeah, just on the outside, you know, it doesn't look special. It doesn't look like a Cadillac. It does have the, I think they took this idea from Ford as far as the capless fuel filler. So what do you have? So going in here, I don't know if this is the base model or not, but just by looking, you know, jumping inside, it does look like the base model because it's got these very basic gauges with that basic display, and I think it was displaying. All right, so it's got that Q system. I don't know. Oh yeah, there you go, 23,000. Oh, okay, couldn't focus on time. 23,900 something. So, you know, when I'm sitting in here, so I just got into something that back in 2017 was probably a $50,000 vehicle, at least. Okay, so you have aluminum trim. I think because this is the base model, you don't get the wood treatment. You have the trunk height adjuster right here, the lift gate. I had memory seating. So this is, once again, you know, I pointed this out in some other video that I think it was Cadillac. These buttons, these empty holes, I should say, where the button should be. Why do they do that? Why do they sabotage their own design by just leaving this blank? Like, this is, okay, it's like 2 fingers. I can probably stick 3 fingers in there. Cover it up. If there's some buttons that were supposed to be there, just cover it up. You don't have to worry about it. Okay, so this is cheap, by the way. This is really cheap feeling. Okay, parking brake here. It's got automatic, sorry, I can't film it this way. It's got, I think, automatic lights. You have automatic, I think, high beams is this button right here. You can turn it on or off. You have the turn signals. You have the same things out of like a Chevy. I know that much because I've seen these before. On the steering wheel, you do have, what do you have? You have the shield. You see the heat exhaustion. You have a heated steering wheel right here. Okay, some safety features, giant SIG buttons. All right, what do you have? You have parking assist. This is interesting that the emergency button, it's like this little touch sensitive thing. You have what appears to be leather here on the dash. I've seen this before at other Cadillacs. You have this sliding thing. I don't know why you would ever want to do that to yourself. And now I don't know why it just, oh, so it just lit up. I'm not sure what's going on there, but I don't see any knobs or switches. So I think this is all somehow controlled through these buttons. And by the way, this whole panel is already moving, so I don't know about the quality of this thing. Down here, you have some climate controls. I think somewhere in here, there's a button for heated seats. I can't see it, obviously. Pressing the button, yeah, no remote. So again, I have a feeling that this is for something else in a higher trim car, but here they just have empty space. Cup holders, this funky shifter, you have some mode selector on off for traction. Glove box is pretty big, I guess. Have the armrest here, got 2 USBs. All right. Seat controls down here, all very basic stuff, and then you do have lumbar support. So, you know, looking at this thing, all right, so it does have also a power steering wheel, and it's got these paddle shifters, which are way back there. I can't even, here, I can maybe film them from here. They don't even, like, they don't even appear behind the steering wheel. I just accidentally touched one. So this is my question. You know, if SUVs are all the rage, why not make your SUV special? You know, you can get leather and giant sunroof on a lot of different vehicles. What would make somebody buy a Cadillac? Because in the past, at least I can speak from my own experience, you would want to get a Cadillac because you would get stuff in there that you wouldn't get otherwise. This could be the size of the car, because it was the biggest and baddest. It could be some special luxury feature. It could mean the design. It could mean a lot of different things. But to me, I'm sitting in this XT5, which is supposed to be like their mid-size crossover / SUV type of deal, which, you know, this is for somebody who can't afford or doesn't need an Escalade. But I see a lot of Chevy in here, and even if there was a lot of good Chevy, but this is all very standard stuff. You know, whatever is on this shelf, I think it's missing options. I don't know what's down here. It's a lot of empty holes. You have addiction to holes everywhere and blank stuff. So again, yeah, I just don't know. At this point, why would anybody want a Cadillac, even the SUV, you know? If it's not special enough, if you can get a Chevy that's the same thing but cheaper. What is it? Their Equinox, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of disappointing. And I'm not even disappointed because it's an SUV. I'm just disappointed that it's not special enough. So, all right, my rant is over. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'm walking towards that car right there. Fisker Karma. I've only seen a video of it from Doug DeMura when he was driving it. I've never seen one up front. I don't think I've ever seen one on the road before. Now, although it is locked, but at least I want to come to it and kind of appreciate what it is, which is a giant, you know, it's a failed company as far as I know, but they wanted to make something special, and just from the distance, it does look special, and up front it looks even more special. There you go. So I think this was Tesla kind of before Tesla. Look at this. And it's got that digital, see, look at that. It's got that digital pattern of a solar panel. Now it is locked. I can only check the inside of this thing, but said there's a lot of more popular YouTubers out there that actually have access to these cars. I do not. The rims are huge. But yeah, this is an interesting